Intro to Klingon, Part 2, Swearing. Based on the works of the American linguist Mark Okrand. Any awesomeness here is because of him. Any errors are strictly my own. The art of swearing in Klingon. One would think that swearing is strictly reserved for one's enemies. But in Klingon culture, the ability to swear well develops respect and thus can garner friends, or jupe in Klingon. And it is also an integral part of the process of finding a suitable mate. I have also come to discover that while driving, if I get angry and I swear in Klingon, I'll go from this to this in just seconds. We will be discussing 4 key areas: generalized expressions of anger, direct expressions of anger, colorful yet slightly more complex expressions, and then the quintessential expletive. Generalized expressions. You'll find that there are certain words in Klingon that there are no direct translations for in English, but I've come to discover that if you memorize them and then use them in moments of anger, you'll come to discover that they each have their own particular flavor. Kuvak. Baka. Kui. This is the Klingon approximation of damn. And if you want to be a little bit stronger with it, then you can say Kui cha. Now for direct expressions of anger. This is for anger directed to a specific humanoid. Petak. Totsak. Yintach. And now for expressions that are a bit more complex, but very much worth memorizing. Ha de bach, which means meat, animal, dog, cur, inferior being. However, if you meet someone that is especially unethical, you can refer to them as a Berengan Hadibach, or a Ferengi cur. Bimoch ku, you're very ugly. Bijatl yimeth, which means shut up, which is much, much more rude than simply saying be quiet or stop speaking. This is a term that you don't even want to use with friends, not even in jest. Hab sosle kuch. Your mother has a smooth forehead. Now, one day I did decide to look up words that would generally be considered naughty in the English language. I popped them into the amazing Android app called Bo-Kwe. And when I entered the quintessentially ubiquitous expletive, surprisingly, I was given a result. Nga chuk, which you'll be able to figure out what that means when we get to the next page. If you're very, very, very angry with someone, you can say, nga chuk soch. If someone's just trying to wake you up, or if someone cuts you in line, then you can say, nga chuk doch. If you look out the window of your bird of prey and you discover that you're surrounded by 1,000 Borg cube, then you would say, nga chuk jich. Or if you happen to be a fan of Lebowski, you might say to one of your friends, nga chuk och, let's go bowling. And if you're into either punk or rap, as the kids are these days, you would probably be saying shof nga chuk quite a bit. Now you have to remember to have fun, mix things up, and that this is an art form. You can memorize just 1 or 2 words, but if you want pure awesomeness, try to string as many together. For example, instead of just calling someone a petak, you can say, Huvat petak berengen ha de bach. Up next in our series will be parenting.